Hey everybody, Zero Cole from the Bullogic. I've been graced with the honor of introducing our newest post to Bullogic. We're calling it the question and answer of the week. We've been getting a ton of really good questions over in the bullpen that we answer on a one-on-one basis. We thought we'd take some of the most asked questions and go ahead and put them in video format, or put the answers in video format, post them once a week on Sunday nights. Like I said, we're calling it the question and answer of the week. So our number one question for the past 2 weeks, and we were asked this question 37 times in some shape, fashion, or form, is why do we use watch lists and how do we make them? That's a really good question. Really good question. Watch lists prepare you for the next day's trading. Basically, they're your game plan, your roadmap. I call them the roadmap to success, because without them, you just kind of wander around lost, looking for something to get into. These give you a watch list gives you a small, manageable list of setups that you've already determined the night before, or the morning up before trading. You've already determined these setups to be high probability setups. So it just gives you a good base for your trade day, and that way you're not trying to jump around all day and figure out what to get into. You try to do that and you seem to be always running a step behind. The play's already happened, or you're chasing the play. That's never a good thing. So a good watch list used properly will set you up perfect for the next day's trading. You're as prepared as you can possibly be. Now we put setups in our watch list that are both long and short setups, and that way, regardless of what the market does, we're prepared either way. If the market decides to tank in the morning and it just runs down all day, well, then we'll get into our short setups a little heavier. If it pops and it goes all day and it's running up, then of course we're going to look for our breakouts in our long setups. So there you go. That should explain pretty much why watch lists are so important and why you should always have one every single night. Now, how do you create a watch list? Well, that's a little bit more complicated. That's the meat and potatoes. That's the guts of the whole deal. You have to run scans and do what we call your charting. If you're a technical trader, you trade off charts, then you're a chartist. So to do that, you have to run your charts. So every night after trading, I'll come in, sit down, usually with a glass of wine, and I'll start running my charts, looking for my good setups and making my watch list for the next day. Now, some of the scans that I'll run are a 3 to 5 day pullback, 4% breakdown, 4% breakout, 5% off 52-week highs, and earning breakout. I like super active of the day, but regardless of what scans you want to run, you have to do your charting at night. Once I find a good chart, I'll go ahead and stick it into my watch list. This is Sunday night, so I've been doing my weekly watch list. My daily watch list will be empty until tomorrow, when I'll start moving things up into there to watch for Tuesday. So my weekly watch is for Monday's trading day and the rest of the week, and my daily watch list will be for Tuesday through Friday. All right, I also have some scans in here. I got my backup plan. When you can't find any good chart setups when you're out scanning at night, then you can always go back to your backup plan. My backup plan consists of a bunch of trades, or a bunch of stocks that I've played before, made a bunch of money on. So they're always a favorite in your heart if you make money on them, right? Okay, and then we have the pen. That's where Adam likes to stick all his. I'll check Adam's too. And of course, then we have the golden magical scan of all scans. This is the one you go to if you only want winners. Oh, there's nothing in it. It's empty. Sorry, you got to do the work. You got to scan every night. Okay, so that pretty much goes through that. Another good way to pick up a good watch list, if you're not real good at scanning, if you're not real good at the setups yet, is to go on Bullogic and check out the stockyard. I post the same things that I play during the day. I post the night before, so you can always check them out and see if any of those tickle your fancy, if you like any of those setups. That's always a good way. So I strongly recommend checking our watch list every night And then you should go back and check the weekly one throughout the week too, because just because they're not in play Monday morning because they're on our Sunday watch list doesn't mean that they might not be in play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So go back and check often to the Bullogic.com, the Stockyard weekly watch list. I highly recommend it. Now, once you have a watch list, so here's my weekly watch list over here with all my little symbols. This is one of them, CDTI. So once you have a watch list, now what do you do with it? Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, and it's all up to your trading style. But basically what you want to do is go ahead and prepare yourself for the next day. So what I'll do is I'll pick 3 or 4 of my favorite setups, setups that have treated me very well in the past, setups that I'm very comfortable with playing, and then I'll go ahead and put a pre-order in on it for next day's trade. I'll put a pre-order in tonight for some trades tomorrow. I'll probably put 4 or 5 on. Actually, this will probably be one. I kind of like this chart, this setup. It's here's a resistance line coming down through here like this. And then we have the 200 moving day average, or 200 day moving average. It's a double breakout if it pops through. So I'd probably get into this about 284. I'll put a pre-market in at 280, pre-market order in at 284. And then I'll go up here and I'll find where I think this thing's going to stop. And that right there, that little gap fill, it looks like it might not get past that. So I'd have to put my stop at 323 for this one. But anyway, you can go ahead and put on some pre-order orders, or some pre-market orders, and that'll get you going for the next day. It's stuff that you don't even need to watch. If it happens, it happens, and you'll be in. Then you just manage it properly. You can also go ahead and put alerts, set alerts on your picks at certain prices. Let's say I wanted to buy into this at 284. I could go ahead and set an alert to alert me when this was starting to go, and let's say it got to 282. Then it would alert me, and then I could take a look at the stock and reevaluate whether or not I wanted to get in and how close it was, and then watch for my breakout and then time my entry perfectly. So I hope that answered a bunch of your questions. I don't want to really take up too much time doing this. I wanted to make it as quick and easy as possible. If you have any more questions about it, if I left something out, this is my first video, so thanks for bearing with me. They will get better in the future. So like I said, if you have any more questions about this or any other thing trade related, please feel free to let us know over in the bullpen. We'd be happy to answer your questions. I look forward to doing this again next week. Let me see, I think our thing next week is already predetermined. It's going to be a video on how to determine position size. That's our second most asked question so far in the last 2 weeks, and comes in pretty close at 32 questions. So that'll probably be our video for next week. Until then, y'all have a great trade week. Trade smart, win smart, and we'll see you on the other side.